the channel, we head straight to the moon with the NXT Cameron Grimes Ringside Collectibles exclusive.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mattel WWE Elite unboxing and review. And today we've got the Ringside Collectibles exclusive Cameron Grimes. But remember, for all your wrestling figure needs, including this one, because guess what? It's a Ringside Collectibles exclusive. Make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle to save yourself 10%. And this is a figure I have been looking forward to, as personally I really do enjoy Cameron Grimes on NXT. Now I know to the worldwide WWE audience, I know not everybody watches NXT, and even to a lesser extent NXT UK, but Cameron Grimes has been in NXT for quite some time now, and really gave a shot in the arm to his career when he won $1 million or millions of dollars, whatever it was supposed to be. We'll talk about that once we get into it. But really rejuvenated his career, or really jump-started his career is probably a better wording for that. I believe he was trained by the Hardy Boys, or trained with them back in the day. I could be totally off on that. I, for some reason, remember that. But very cool for him to get a Ringside Collectible exclusive. This is a first time in the line figure, so it's always exciting as well. And like I said, it is a Ringside Collectibles exclusive. I almost wonder if this was a canceled figure somewhere along the way. It was supposed to be maybe in a different Elite line, something like that. Because it is a little bit of a deep cut for a Ringside Collectible exclusive. You know, we get a lot of the heavy hitters in Ringside exclusives. But it's not unheard of course. We got Andrade from the NXT line way back in the day. So who knows exactly? I'm just happy it's here. And it is a bit of a deluxe figure. And we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So the first thing you notice is the box here. You got the perforated edges here. Of course, it does cut open here, and bam, then you got the figure in the package. Very cool in the package. I'm not a big fan of this. Of course, we've seen this with the Wyatt family, Kane, a lot of times, and it seemed to be Ringside went away from this, or probably more like Mattel has went away from this packaging, but now all of a sudden it's back with this Cameron Grimes. So I don't know if this is a one-time it's back. I just feel like, and I don't know anything, I don't know, I feel like this was maybe an older package that got re-released, came back, who knows exactly, because Cameron Grimes doesn't even look like this on TV anymore, so this is kind of a dated gimmick in some ways. Some ways it is, some ways it isn't. But if you're familiar with Cameron Grimes, you know what I'm talking about. So it is a little interesting here, but I'm not the biggest fan of this, and I know we've had the argument before on the channel. To me, if this is torn out and this isn't stuck together, it is no longer mint in box. Obviously, the figure's mint in box and everything else, but unless this is sealed, that's how I do it in my mind. So it's got to be connected. Mine is, of course, not connected. I wanted to see what was going on here, but very, very cool looking in the package here, and a lot to like and a lot to break down there. Cameron Grimes on the side. And another Cameron Grimes right there. Ringside exclusive up top. Cameron Grimes to the moon exclusive. Gotta love it. And then, of course, you got the blurb on the back, and that's a hefty blurb with a glamour shot. So let's see what it says about old Cameron Grimes back here. To the moon. The technical savage may come across as a hootin', hollerin' bumpkin whose mouth writes checks that his fists can't cash, no matter how much country power flows through his veins. That was until he put all his money into his favorite hobby, video games. And if you guys were familiar with the angle there, it was when GameStop stock was going through the moon, I guess you'd say, through no lack of a better term. He put all of his money in GameStop and got rich and became a millionaire. It was a pretty cool thing, I thought. I thought it was a cool angle. Thanks to a very little know-how and a whole lot of luck, Cameron Grimes found himself richer than his wildest dreams, rich enough to follow in the footsteps of his mentor, the $1 Million Man, and take aim for the $1 Million Championship. Now there's nothing from stopping Grimes' career from taking off to the moon. So if you guys saw that, you definitely should check that out. Tons and tons of vignettes with Ted DiBiase, much like the old vignettes of old. I thought it was awesome stuff, and every vignette ended with Ted DiBiase coming in and kind of one-upping Cameron Grimes, all the way to a feud with them, eventually becoming somewhat friends and alliances. Just a really good angle, and quite possibly the last time we're going to see angles involving the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. I mean, he's getting up there, and you can't think of a lot of ways to use him on TV these days. So this was pretty inventive, and I thought it was really good. So I'll stop gushing about that angle, and let's get into the package here. One thing I forgot to mention on the packaging, you got kind of the stock markets up going on. Just really cool overall packaging on this one. But we're here about the background. We're here about the figure. We're here about what's going on inside the box. Let me give it the old see you later off to the side. There it goes. and very consistent with a lot of the Ringside Collectible exclusives we've had over the last couple of years. You get that fantastic background there. So it's kind of his entrance here. You put this up, you can have him coming out, and you're off to the races. So really, really cool added on piece. I love it when they give us a little diorama for figure photographies, things like that. Makes a lot of sense and is really cool. So that's awesome. Now we get down to the figure here, and like I said, it is a deluxe figure. Look at that. There's a lot going on in the old plastic prison for Cameron Grimes. Absolutely love how this one looks. Can't wait to bust it out. Let me get my scissors. Looks like he's locked in at the hands here. We got a tight lock in, but we'll get him out. There's no escaping. There's no escaping my table. You're going to get out of the plastic prison. I love, too, we got the $1 million title belt. We've seen that a few times over the years, of course, primarily with Ted Jr. and Ted DiBiase. Uh-oh, losing money, knocking things out. Oh, come on. There it is. Got more money there. Title belt. And there's a lot going on in this package here. We'll get there. We'll get there. We always do. All right, there it is. See you later. Goodbye. Everything flying around. Let's look at these accessories first. How about this $1 Million Man title here, the $1 Million title? I actually have another one here. All right, I thought for some reason this was smaller than the old one. Just by chance, I have one sitting here at the table. But this is the exact same one, and it makes all the sense. It's a good title belt. It definitely works for what it is. It's good to get that reuse. Good to get this back in circulation. If somebody's missing one from an old Elite set, well, you can buy this, sell the figure, get your title belt maybe cheaper than you would have to on the secondary market, for instance. But it is the $1 Million title we've seen with Mattel numerous times. Looks really good. Then you get down to the hands. He does come with the 2 money-holding hands, which I do like. Of course, that is specific to him. So we got some new hand molds going on. That's always an exciting time. We'll talk about that more in a second. And then you get the finger-pointing hands, so he can be pointing one or the other, of course, up to the moon, as he always does. So that makes a lot of sense to me. And then we get gripping hands here. So what is missing? Of course, fisted hands. We need fisted hands with Cameron Grimes. Not in the cards, unfortunately. Then we get the money, and this is really, really cool. Now, we've seen money a lot of times in action figures, different toy lines, of course, and usually the money is fake-looking money, or it's, broski bucks or something if it's Matt Cardona. This is actually real $100 bills. You know what I mean? Not real $100 bills, but real $100 bills here. All flayed out, very cool. Like that attention to detail. Now, this is great. You can put this with your Matt Cardona figure if you want to. You can put this with $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. You can keep it with Cameron Grimes. A great accessory. And guess what? You can take it outside of the wrestling world. Put it with your Marvel Legends. Put it with Iron Man if you want to. Put it with your G.I. Joe and Destro. There's a lot you can do with this. So you fig photographers, there's some extra use out of this set for you as well. Then we get down to Cameron Grimes here. Now, Cameron Grimes looking really good. Now, these hands are definitely interesting. It'll be interesting if we do see these hands again one time. His money does fit in there fairly easy. It's a little loose, but it's not going to fall out unless you're really shaking it and stuff, so it will fit in there. But it'll be interesting to see if we see these hands again in the future. I don't know. It'll be... I'm trying to think what they could use those for, but they are somewhat of a gripping hand, but an open gripping hand. But definitely look good. Definitely is something different, and different's always fun. It's always fun to get something new with our action figures, and that's what we get right here. Let's walk through the articulation on Cameron Grimes really quick. It's your typical Mattel Elite figure, so you should be used to it by now. But the arms go all the way around, of course. You get bicep cut side to side. Double-jointed, pinless elbows. You guys know I absolutely love that. Hands side to side, back and forth. Hands are removable, as we know. He does have a hat, which I believe, is removable. A very nice hat here. Very old-timey hat. Just very interesting. It does fit his old-timey kind of gimmick. He's kind of like, what do they call him, a country bumpkin? I guess that's what he's kind of going for. Now, we do know on current NXT, he did shave the hair, shave the beard way back. He's really cleaned himself up. He does good work over there. I got to say, I was not very high on Cameron Grimes. He's one of the most recent guys from NXT that I was like, what is this? What is this? That really won me over. And we'll see if we get some more of that in the future, but that's always fun. But the hat does look really good with the brown and black attack going on. We do get his patented vest, of course. He's always got this vest going on, his brown vest. Articulation-wise, of course, you do get the waist articulation. You do get ab crunch. You do get thighs. You always got to have that thigh cut. Then you do get double-jointed knees. They are not pinless. You do got black knee pads. You do get a boot cut. You do get the ankles back and forth, up and down. So that's the articulation. Now, he's got quite the chest hair going on. Mattel, I dare you. Give us a George Steele one of these days. I want to see it. Do it for old Kyle. George Steele, of course, Jack's Class Superstars, the real chest hair, real fur. Shawn Michaels, Ring Rage, for example. Earthquake Class Superstar. They did it a few times. Mattel hasn't ventured out into that. They haven't been that excited yet. But definitely some interesting chest hair hair very, very dark in places. Not that I'm a connoisseur of Cameron Grimes' chest hair, but it does look pretty good, I would say. So he does have that going on. And then you get the black and the brown on the tights. Just an all-around fabulous looking little figure here. Not for everybody. Like I said, a lot of people don't know Cameron Grimes, but who knows? He could be coming up to Raw or SmackDown sometime soon. This could be his, swan song of NXT, kind of his heyday of NXT before he moves on to bigger things in Raw and SmackDown. So you might want that represented. Like I said, it's a Ringside Collectible exclusive, so that is always cool, always fun as well. And use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%, as I always say. Does he fit on a Ringside Collectible stand? That's always the million-dollar question. No pun intended once again, but we got him. He fits perfectly on the stand. Just a good all-around figure. Is it the figure of the year? Probably not, but a very cool packaging, very cool background design, very cool accessories, first time in the line, exclusive. It really does have a lot of things going for it. So I'm all in on Cameron Grimes, and like I said, I'm a big fan of his work over on NXT. I do have Ted DiBiase. That's how I'm going to have him paired up on the shelf. I'm going to use him with Ted DiBiase. I think it's just funny. Like I said, you got to check out those vignettes. I thought they were pretty good. Now, this Ted DiBiase is a little custom. One of Kyle's easy customs. You know I love an easy custom. I got the NXT, or it was a General Manager Triple H, whatever you want to call it. It was a basic not too long ago. I got that cheap, so I grabbed the head of Triple H off of this one, and I put the Ted DiBiase head on because we got two Ted DiBiase heads with his last Target Legends figure. And bam, what do you know? You got a modern-day Ted DiBiase, an NWO Ted DiBiase, whatever you want to do with it. So I had to put this together, and I'll probably, like I said, put these guys together on my shelf just to reenact that glorious time in NXT when Cameron Grimes and $1 Million Man were working together. So very, very cool, very, very fun little set here, and it's nice. It's like one of those things that gets you in between Elite sets. These are really nice, and I definitely enjoy this. And what do you guys think, though? That's the $1 Million question. What do you guys think? You all in? You all out? You got any memories of Cameron Grimes? Is he a favorite of yours? Have you never heard of Cameron Grimes? I guess let me know all that in the comments down below. And, of course, like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. As you guys know, we got videos every single day. You don't want to miss one. That's why you got to hit that notification bell. And then check out the old Patreon channel. Patreon, you get exclusive videos, bonus content, monthly giveaways, and best of all, you do support the channel over there at the Patreon. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget to follow along on social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Cameron Grimes, I'm off to the moon, and I'll see you guys all real soon.